Here we go with target 67, bringing back a popular item this year, which has been solving fraction busters, or equations with x in fractions or in different places within that fraction. The first one really isn't a fraction buster because all it is a fraction equaling a number, or a letter, 3x. So all I got to do is get this out of the divisor, out of the denominator, so I'm going to multiply both sides by x. When I do that, I end up with x over x, those cancel, making a 1. And I'm left with 4x minus 1 equals 3x squared. As soon as I have a question with squareds and x's in it, I know immediately that it's going to make a parabola. Therefore, it has two answers because it has the x squared in it. And I'm going to use quadratic formula once I get this equal to 0. So I'm going to bring these over to the other side. The way that I do that is minus 4x add 1, minus 4x add 1, and I get 0 equals 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. And now I'm going to put that in the quadratic formula in my calculator, or I'm going to factor. If you choose to factor it, it's going to factor into 3x minus 1 times x minus 1. Therefore, when this equation equals 0, 3x minus 1, when does it equal 0? When I add 1 and divide by 3, x equals 1/3. When does this equal 0? When x equals 1. The two solutions are x equals 1/3 and 1 for that first equation. You guys, because we're solving for x, you can put these numbers back in the original in any spot where you see an x, and you can check to make sure it's working. Okay, you just put it back in that original problem and you make sure that it works. This one here is more along the lines of a typical fraction buster because it has denominators that are not the same. So my magic number here is 15. Oftentimes we can just multiply those two together to figure out what number we're going to want to change it to. So in this case, I'd want to change it to 15ths. So I'm going to multiply the bottom and top of this one by 3, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then when I do that, I end up with 6x minus 5, and those are all over 15, remember, equals 685, which is also over 15. Now the beauty of this strategy is, as soon as we have 15s all the way across all the bottoms, those all cancel each other out. So I get to get rid of those. So I am going to wish them goodbye. As I cancel them out, here they go, adios. And now I'm down to 6x minus 5 equals 685. That's a question we've been solving for a long time. Add 5 to both sides, and when I do that, I get 6x equals 690, and then I divide both sides by 6, and when I'm dividing by 6, then x equals 115, which again is a checkable answer. You can take 115, plug it in for x in the original problem to make sure that you're doing it correctly. Again, the idea for fraction busters is to get the same denominator all the way across, and then you can erase it or cancel it out.